This is AV SuperFriends Off the Rails, an almost regularly scheduled open discussion on audio and video in higher education. We'll sound off about our most brilliant ideas, our dumbest mistakes, and everything in between. And because this conversation will almost certainly go off the rails at some point, we'll end up covering just about everything else. And now, the AV SuperFriends. For December 5th, 2025, it's the best sounding and most emotionally relevant podcast in higher ed. This is the AV SuperFriends Off the Rails, episode number 128. Broadcasting live from coast to coast where the calendar says December, but the season hasn't quite committed to Christmas. Just enough twinkle lights to stress you out, but not enough to justify completely giving up on your work productivity. It's kind of like that. It's that magical time of year where like every meeting begins with, do you think you can do this before the break? And every project updates with, well, we'll just check back in January. Mm-hmm. And yet here we are, cheerfully ignoring our inboxes, pretending we're not all 30 seconds away from just putting on an ugly sweater and calling it good for the year. But there's some good news. The calendar has officially crossed into the legally acceptable time frame for you to put up your Christmas decorations. No HOA citations.
That for like weeks, brother.
No way. December 1st or you go to jail. Anyway, I'm Chris Dector. And
Jail's
for
bad.
Friday afternoon podcast adventure with the AV SuperFriends. With the AV SuperFriends, and let's say hello to today's panel of AV SuperFriends with this one. Where's my stuff? Here it is. Our first panelist is not even here, so let me skip him there. Jerk didn't show. Our second panelist leads cross-functional initiatives to make sure that every device on the network is emotionally and operationally compatible. He's a chief endpoint harmonization strategist from Corvallis, Oregon. Say hello to Mr. Mark Kolozinski.
You hear that? That is the sound of all the bits and bytes in unison singing holiday carols out there. You can hear them. When you don't hear anything, it's perfectly in sync.
Because they're out of phase perfectly?
Yes.
All right.
One positive, one negative.
Our next panelist maintains peaceful, balanced feng shui aligned equipment racks that reduce outages through good vibes alone. He's an associate director of Proactive Rack Serenity from Greensboro, North Carolina. Say hello to Mr. Larry Darling.
Yep. Heaviest burdens on the bottom, just push them all the way down.
Those are called amplifiers.
Yeah, that too.
Those are shelves for all the other stuff.
And our last panelist oversees the delicate art of aligning organizational synergy fields across all conferencing platforms. He's a vice president of distributed synergy calibration from Bowling Green, Kentucky. Say hello to Mr. Justin Rexing.
When I see 5 departments doing things wrong, I make them go back and do it once correctly.
Just one of them?
All together.
I'm not sure if that was legit good advice or not.
Synergy.
Synergy. It's one of those energy drinks.
Oh, I thought by synergy it was the ability to send your mouse cursor to other computers.
That's...
Like 5 people just got that joke.
I got that.
Well, you're one of them.
4 of them
company.
on this call.
4 others, yes.
They make weird USB shit.
They make software.
Weird USB shit.
They used to make weird USB shit. Now they make
right,
software that does weird stuff.
On today's show, we're going to discuss who is, or at least who should be, managing the PCs in our classrooms. And we're going to talk about where we're getting those PCs. And we're also going to talk about our preferred deployment of PTZ cameras, or maybe not PTZ cameras, or maybe not cameras. But first, a little bit of housekeeping.
Yes.
So, before you plug in that questionable string of Christmas lights that you've been using every year since 1997, remember, we do stream live every Friday at about 3:15 Eastern or 12:15 Pacific, or whenever I get my crap together, because today is my fault. I decided
You're flustered. We can tell. You can
decided to update all of my stuff, and it was working fine a week ago, and now it wasn't, and I didn't touch anything, and it was a whole thing.
That sounds like a Justin problem.
It usually is a Justin problem, but I touched many things today to get where we are today. I rolled back to good old just one in, one out. That's it. It's got one gazinta, one gazouta.
That's the correct.
But I don't have any of my fancy schmancy stuff, which I had working, so we can't do that. So you can catch us. You can catch us live on Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, etc. And remember, never mind. I'll screw that. Okay. Sorry, I'm skipping through things here. If you are listening to this later as a recorded MP3 while you're out there hanging your Christmas wreaths or debating the ethics of inflatable lawn decor, it's wrong. Please stop doing that. You can follow us on all the socials, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, Blue Sky. Larry popped it. Well, I saw Larry's reaction there. Larry has inflatable lawn decor.
I have an inflatable Santa.
But are they like
in our front
DMX
yard.
controlled, like Wi-Fi enabled, all that fun stuff?
Do you have Dancing Santa?
I do not have that yet, but there is a guy, first year he's done this. He did one of those like National Lampoon Christmas Vacation house lighting things.
Yeah.
It's on the drive-in. Dude,
It make you feel bad every time you drive past it.
No, it makes you just like wreck and pull off the road. It's horrible. It's
Just
blinding.
shining lasers into the street.
So we have people.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to do that. I've always wanted to do that, but you start to like do a little bit of lights, and you're like, how do people have time to do this stuff?
This
Like,
guy
where did
has,
that- I mean, this
direct
is-
view LED wall. Like,
Yeah,
but
on his
there's
Where does he
garage.
find the time?
no idea. It's nuts.
I just
If you're committing to that level of like holiday lighting decor, you might just be independently wealthy, and it doesn't matter.
Or
going
just
back to
have
Raul's
time on your
comment,
hands.
that random comment for Raul. So if I scream during the podcast, it's not from excitement, it's from pain. I got like this. Oh, you muted my mic. Now
Sorry,
it's unmuted.
I'm trying to jack with your audio because you were blown out, sir.
I'm blowing out.
And you weren't before, so you're either
Great.
getting angry or
Sorry.
That's just a new problem. I don't need that
You're
kind of
back.
problem.
Are you
this
back on the
weekend.
IR again, Justin? Is that what you're telling me?
The IR?
Injured reserve.
The
Oh.
infrared.
I don't know, maybe.
All right. Well, let's move on.
pretty rough.
Okay.
Probably should take some
skip
pain
the rest
pills.
of this.
Yeah.
Tell people about the show, leave a rating, and please donate. I had a whole thing here about getting Larry a new duck for his Jeep, but see, we've ruined it. So
Duck?
really?
it's a whole thing. See,
see
I
you-
got all this.
if
stuff
I see you
written
parked
up.
out here, Larry, I'll give you
guys are interrupting my flow, and the whole thing's a mess.
Start again.
I will drive across country just
I'm gonna
for
start
that.
over. Hold on. All right. Now I'm all out of sorts, so we've got other stuff to do. I'm going to take a quick break. We're going to come back and we're going to talk about what are we talking about? Oh, our news. So, but first, this and how to fix all your conference room audio.
Are you tired of immersive, spatial, and multi-channel audio systems that make voices sound like they're sneaking up behind you? Do you long for a simpler time when sound came from one place, and that place was dead center? Introducing Reality Audio, the most advanced single-channel audio experience ever engineered. At last, every listener in your conference room, classroom, or hybrid space hears exactly the same thing at exactly the same time. No fancy panning, no virtual positioning, no where's that sound coming from? Just pure, authentic, centralized realism. With Reality Audio, you won't feel surrounded anymore. You'll feel centered. Because the real world isn't surround, it's right in front of you. Reality Audio, one channel, infinite simplicity, by Independent Amalgamated.
Or 27-channel spatial, whatever.
Sounds so
nonsense.
simple and nice.
Yeah.
Harkening back to the good old days.
Everybody hears the
Does just
same
freaking
thing.
work. All right, and that's with that.
Nostalgia.
And now you've waited for it all week, or like 2 weeks, or however long it's been. Time for Justin to sing along live with the news theme. Here it goes. Ready? Do it.
Yeah.
Today's news, and link is in the show notes, comes from Rave Pubs. Fine folks over there covering all the news of the industry. And this one is, the headline is, Barco secures damages in ClickShare patent case against Yealink.
That sounds like a lot of lawyers.
Yes.
It is a lot
So
of
it's
lawyers.
another, AV manufacturer suing a different AV manufacturer. And I understand you have to protect your patents and all that stuff, but
So what did they
Yeah.
steal? What
I
did they
don't
claim?
know.
Who
They-
stealed?
They
The
invented
buttons
circles.
that share your screen.
So they're suing Yealink?
Yeah.
So
they-
Yealink, and we were talking about it before the show.
Does
so
Yealink make a button?
ViewSonic, who else has one? Panasonic,
Monoprice.
Well, there's just Gennaro, China Best Price.
Yealink button.
There's like 30 of these things out there, and these are the wireless dongles you plug into. It's HDMI on one side, and the other one's usually HDMI, though I've seen USB-C as well. You push a button, it does a point-to-point connection. You don't have to be on Wi-Fi or any of that stuff. It just sends your screen from one place to the other.
M-Share?
Very, very convenient. I understand the advantage to having that. You also have a company coming in and just suing the crap out of people for doing it. So
Which I wouldn't mind, except for just take the ViewSonic one, for example. That's like $150. I can add this feature to a room for $150, or I can check the click share price and not do that.
Sound like Jamie.
Or look at the thing you can't afford legally and
Yeah, it's
not
like
get it.
I don't know,
it's a feature I'd like to have. It's not one I have to have.
It sounds more problematic to add a.
And this is just like the little sherry,
$150.
the sherry button thing.
Sherry
right?
dingley dangle
Yeah,
dongle.
I've never been a huge like fan of those. I don't know.
No, I agree. I mean, I don't want them everywhere, but they do have their place in those like public facing venues or something. Just be like, oh, plug this in, hit the button, and you're done.
Yeah, like for the
How do I get on the
FTC
guest
office
Wi-Fi?
where the architects have to come in and share their laptop. I don't want them on the network. I don't want to have to deal with all that.
You don't want their kind on your network.
Seriously, like, they bring in their consultant friends. I don't want them on the network either. Like just
Their dirty consultant laptops on my Wi-Fi.
Oh no.
yeah, it's like
Spreading your diseases.
give them this. They can click it and share it, and then I can burn it after the meeting.
They can click it and share it. You're about to get sued.
I'm not really sure if you're
careful.
serious about that or not, Larry. I don't know.
Oh, he's serious.
Are you?
Well,
Do
Larry,
you really
so-
think you really want to keep architects and consultants off your network?
No, but like I'm saying like there are use cases for this type of
Where?
appliance.
Where?
I just told
haven't
you
heard
one.
No, that wasn't one. That was not valid.
All right. So
I'm not
Justin,
going to get
let me bring this one
everybody
up.
who shows up on the network.
Do you have any public-facing venues, maybe a conference center or something? And yes, there's guest Wi-Fi, but how many people can seem to never figure out how to get on that while you connect to it all day long?
And can your guest Wi-Fi get to your wireless sharing appliance?
Well, that's a different
if
issue.
you
And the
have
answer is
those?
no, never.
We don't put those in.
Yeah, this is talking
I
about.
I don't
don't-
put audio in.
I would
so I'm not
imagine
sure that
your
counts.
your production venues are just like there's your VGA. What is
Some
it that
of
you're
them-
asking for? Yeah, wireless.
Some
I don't
of
know.
them-
Check your cell phone.
Like if you bring your own wireless doohickey thing, you could plug it
travel
in
with
this
my own
HDMI and walk around, and that's you to support. You're on your own.
Point to point all day long. Don't ask me. Bring your own.
We don't do the hockey puck thing just because we know they're going to get stolen, walk off, and
You
disappear,
don't put it
get
in those kind of
lost.
places.
Nobody knows how to store anything anymore. Keep things organized. You know,
We had that question today from a department who has their own like limited. It's not. It's an old classroom that they've taken offline. It's only their space. Only they can use it. Whatever. And they walked over to our office to ask if we had the microphones for their room. I'm like,
That's-
first of all, you're the only ones who can use that room. Secondly, why would we be collecting your microphones from a different building? But
Did you?
Make sure they're safe.
well, we do, but no.
I think the core of the story, when we go back to the original news piece here, to me is
what was the question? What was the
what is
question
with
again?
like
There's no
innovation.
question.
Oh,
They're just suing
lawyers.
them.
Yeah,
Suing,
it's
yeah.
this, maybe it's not innovation, but just
it's
this
definitely not
legal
that.
conquest going on in AV nowadays, where it's like, you can't do that. That's our thing. And
Well, you know what the problem is, Mark? People can't figure out what the new product is because we
Right.
kind of hit this
So I'm gonna
plateau. So they
sue
get
you.
bored and like, I'm going to sue you because I'm bored. That's
Well,
what
if
they're
you,
doing.
if you have patents, you have to vigorously defend said
you gotta
patents.
Yes.
and to that point, if we've capped out on a lot of stuff, we haven't had anything innovative lately in the past few years. People are going to start making the same thing that are similar to other people.
Could I
And
interest
it's
you in
just
4K 30?
ceiling
Or
microphones?
4K 60.
60, buddy. Yeah.
Yeah.
You
that's
stole
the
my
new thing.
patent for a ceiling microphone. I'm going to sue you.
No, it wasn't the stealing microphone. They stole the patent for
shape.
the shape of the microphone.
Yes.
Right.
Can't be a square.
Can't be square
Whatever. It
things.
doesn't. Okay. But it
It's-
still is a
it's silly.
square, so I don't know. I still buy the squares. I don't.
Everyone
Whatever.
steals the square.
Sure,
Everyone
sure
takes
does.
the square.
And Sennheiser, both. Great products.
And Yamaha and
Not sponsors.
who else?
Yet.
Does Audio Technica have? No, theirs doesn't fit in a 2x2. But anyway, lots of options out there, and they all are 2 feet by 2 feet or 6 mil by 6 mil. So
And
anyway,
somehow they haven't been
Well,
sued.
that's the microphone option. What about these buttony, clicky, sherry thingies?
So let me ask this question to you guys. I'm just more curious. I want to get the panel's thought on this. When you see something like this, where someone is suing over an existing property, and there's many other options or many other examples of the same thing out there, and I understand legal things take time and all that, but do you think less of the company who seems to be aggressively defending their patents?
So you
Like,
were.
I don't want to buy
knew-
their stuff because now I'm going to get involved in this
Here's
nonsense.
here's the interesting part. I knew where you're going with that question. My answer is yes, but what's weird is all these people suing each other. I don't buy any of their shit anyway.
Right.
Well, but
So I never did before, and then I'm like, well,
yeah, but take the next step. Let's say that one of these companies' things came up, are you going to be like, well, no, they're just suing everyone. I'm not buying your stuff.
It depends. It's diapers. It depends.
I don't like companies that are like out there always taking the legal beagle road for every little thing all the time. Like it's a bad culture thing to me. Like I don't.
Seems exhausting.
Yeah, if that's your avenue for like, we have to make sure every penny we're not losing anything for infringement. And I guess there's always going to be an exception to the rule, but I don't know. Make a quality product, provide good service.
Hey, maybe we're going to be sued
Be a
next.
good manufacturer. Yeah,
Just
I'm sure we
talking
will.
about
I'm sure
this.
there's 4 or 5 other knuckleheads out there talking about technology that want this property. That's fine, but I don't know. Like just do well.
We own property.
Do better. Yeah, I mean that there is that argument to be made, Mark, that like, I think I am no longer an attorney. I was disbarred years ago, but I think the crux of this argument comes that the infringement was on the application of the technology, not necessarily like a one for one of the product. But to your point, if your product was superior to theirs anyway, then you wouldn't have anything to worry about. And so if someone's coming along and eating your lunch, and Larry, to your point, it's $150 instead of $1,500. That's a 10-to-1. Maybe there's something to be said there. So.
I mean, I got a stupid question. Did car manufacturers go through this? Like, oh, you have a touchscreen, I'm suing you because you
have
stole
4
my
wheels.
idea.
No,
you
that's
have
different.
4 wheels in your car.
You have a touchscreen. I'm suing you because that's terrible. Give me knobs on my radio back.
Well, I mean, either whatever. So, but did that ever happen? I can't remember that happening.
It's probably going on right now. They're
yeah.
making millions.
We
and
just don't pay
billions
attention to the
of
car
dollars.
news like
Justin,
we do the AV
directly in
news. Is
front
what
of
you're
you and
saying?
slightly to the right, isn't there like a giant glass thing that has a computer behind it?
It's a window.
It's a window.
That's what he's going to say. Anyway, okay. Well,
It's my tree.
legal AV is the trend of the year, allegedly. Yeah.
All right.
See, here we go.
my
He'll
other
keep our
tree.
honest. Our local
Yeah.
lawyer.
Well, where's Raul comment?
What's he saying about Netflix?
Raul says Netflix has filed countless patents with the U.S. Patent Office, but I think he means immensely. Or he said immensely, but he said they're immediately reversed, not reserved. Raul, slow down on your typing. They're immediately reversed when it comes to suing over infringement.
No, I think you said it
reserved.
right.
Reserved, really?
Reserved.
Okay.
Yeah, they're
Immensely
reserved over
when it
suing.
comes to suing over infringement.
He's using big
so
words.
Netflix is reserved when it comes to actually suing over those. Okay, now I understand.
Yeah.
It's more about protecting themselves from being sued by others. Okay.
Yeah.
Which that I respect. I'm good with that.
That's you don't sue me, I'll sue you.
You don't sue me, or I don't sue you. Just know that I own this.
Who
But
fired
I
the
might
first
sue you.
shot?
Yeah. You better be on your best.
And to Chris's question, like this doesn't make me necessarily think worse of either one of them.
Oh, I do.
But what it does do
Stick
is
to
it
making
makes
chocolates.
me go out and buy
Belgians.
a bunch of the products that are currently out there of the things I like
Hoard them.
before they get sued.
You get sued, right? And you can't use them.
Yeah.
Oh,
like,
so their marketing and advertising gimmick is luring you in, and you're buying more shit, making
Usually,
them
in
more
cases
profitable.
like this, like the specific device that is the infringing device is immediately pulled from the market anyway. Which in this case it was years ago, so you can't even go buy that one from Yealink. But there's other ones out there. So yes, if this is something that you deploy, to Larry's point, then yeah, I would go buy 10 of them and stick them on the shelf.
Yeah, because
they're
now
on
you've
sale for
you've-
Black Friday, so go stock up.
That's just kicking the bucket down the road.
Yeah, but
eventually
now
have a
you
problem.
you basically empowered
Can down the road.
you've empowered the
It's
other
a whole
company
bucket.
to know
What is
that
this?
they can just sue people. They're like, oh,
It's the whole bucket.
Your mixed metaphors. All right, nuts to this.
Yeah.
We've
No, I
dug this one in the ground.
Change the metaphors.
Let's take a quick break, and then we'll come back and we'll yell about PCs, which will also be very, very passionate.
Buckets are bigger than cans. It's a bigger thing.
The AV SuperFriends are sponsored by Computer Comforts Incorporated. CCI has been building tech furniture for the education market since 1987. Instructor lecterns, computer lab tables, collaborative tables, and active learning clusters are just a few of the many innovative products made by CCI. Speaking of lecterns, Computer Comforts has just released Evolve. If you're looking to future-proof your classroom, Evolve is the Swiss Army knife of lecterns. Seriously, this flexible lectern does it all. Not only is Evolve sit-to-stand and ADA compliant, it's also packed with tech-friendly features. And the best part, it ships fully assembled and ready for action. Check out the 90-second video to see all the options. Visit computercomforts.com/evolve. But to change up that commercial, they've
I
won
love
a bunch of awards. It's no longer just introduced.
Well, don't we have to do some updates to that anyway?
We do.
Yeah.
The term future-proof has been funny the last couple of days here. There's
Future-proof.
two interpretations of future-proof. One is, we're doing this and it's going to be great to work on in the future, or you can really future-proof something so it is not possible to work on in the future.
Yes.
Like
that
concrete
more
over
like,
it?
More like future protected.
Yes. You cannot change
Okay.
this thing no matter how hard you try. It is in here. It is going to be here for eternity.
It is protected
future-proof.
from the future.
Yes.
Okay.
Like even like
That's
from-
an interesting
from
take.
Terminators and stuff.
Yeah,
Whatever
built-in
it may be,
displays
sir.
that will always be
Anything.
that size.
Yes,
No,
those
but
displays
the-
will always fit in
The
that
joke
recess.
was we had a technician who used to work here, and he
Was
this
it
back in, like,
me? Was it
no-
me?
Are we still doing
Maybe.
the show?
I've found some things that have been left in your wake that used to do installations of like back when you used to have to run like direct bespoke Klingon cables, weird stuff. Like there was no extension stuff.
Justin, what's that called?
Yeah. Yeah. And he
Oh,
would,
the big, thick.
yeah, yes. And it would be like, this is zip tied off to all these rafters, and you'd be like, dude, he's like, it's
rafters.
It's future proof. It's never coming out. It's like, damn it.
Oh, it's
It's the
concrete
third time
over.
I've
Yeah,
had this
yeah.
conversation today, which is
No, you can remove those because we did that.
If
Oh,
you
I
pull
know.
hard enough.
It just we've had that too. Well, just
Either
gonna
the
jump off the
cable
ladder.
or
and
you
the
just-
whole-
Do you remember the time that it was in PV Hall? Keaton grabbed the cable and he went off the top rope in that auditorium and
Top
just
rope, like Tarzan style.
tore down the entire grid.
we've done demos with things.
The building. So, bit background. Not only were we demoing the equipment, the building was being demolished in about a month. So we were.
Oh,
we were
dude,
like,
that would be
"Take it
fun.
down." Yeah.
Yes,
I'd
So
be
you just
swinging around
rip
there
the
like
whole
Tarzan,
conduit
too.
off of the
No, he
ceiling.
grabbed all the cables at the projector location and was up on a table, and he just off the top rope and
Yeah.
the whole grid. Oh, it was.
That's
awesome.
a lot.
I've
of
got high
paperwork
hopes
if
for
anything
him.
Went bad.
Yeah, he's in your time zone, man. You could have him as one of your technicians.
Where's he living at?
your neighbor? That's all I'm
He's
going to tell
next
you.
door to you right now.
Yes.
So.
You yell
All
loud
right.
enough, he'll hear you.
Let's get into it. So the first topic we want to talk about today is it came up in discussion. Well, it's a constant topic of discussion, but it came into discussion specifically on the PCs that we generally put in our classrooms because it is the ninth commandment. I think it's in the Constitution. You have to put it's in one of those documents.
in
You have to
there.
put a PC in every classroom.
In one of the
or
tablets.
in every conference room, in every one of your systems, there should be a computer
chiseled in there.
And in Mark's case, he puts in a compute, because it's faster to say compute appliance than it is to say computer.
Unless
But-
you're at Iowa State.
so, but the question comes up, who's in charge of those PCs? We have hundreds of them out there in every conference room, classroom, event space, and all the rest. Who's building those? Who's deploying those? Who's responsible for them? Who has oversight over the software selection, oversight over the security and maintenance? And as we kind of talk into this, it's like, well, there's many facets going on here and lots of variables, and it's not a simple answer to who's doing that. And then the follow-up question of, who should be doing that for all of us? So,
But there's also that it is playing a very important role in that teaching and learning space, and it's like
I use mine strictly for capture.
just a whole stack just for capture.
Yeah.
Nice. And what really it was me giggling. You've heard me giggle on live around there when Chris refers to the computer people, and that's where this conversation came from.
No, I said the PC people.
The PC people all the time, and I always laugh. Like, who are these like cloak and dagger PC people that come in and do all this work? And their work seems to be very critical to the success in your teaching and learning environment. So
It is.
why are we so distant from these computer people?
Well, they don't
It
own
is.
shoes, so they're not able to actually go out and investigate. So
It's technology in a classroom, therefore it is classroom technology. Like that's kind of
correct.
what our name is.
Let me describe my scenario first, and then
Let's
we'll
hear
get
it.
into it from there. So, I purchase the PCs. Now, it's from a pre-selected list of here are the approved computers we can image and deploy. For every project, I go buy the computer, the PC. I hand it off to the PC people who load the image on it.
See, I can't.
Wait, it gets better. They hand it back because they are not qualified to go out and plug it into. I've literally been told this. We don't want to mess anything up, so you go put it in your lectern. If they discover an issue with it, we have to unplug it and take it back to them because, you can't troubleshoot.
So you don't deploy images over the network?
No. Well, they
after-
they can, but they don't like to. For whatever reason, it's always running it back to their labs. They can deploy images over the network, and they will do it before every semester because they will blanket select all image go, regardless of whether or not the room was in use or it has the right updates or any of that stuff. And then
that's fun.
These guys get to go fix it all. Yes, it's a continuous thing.
Wait, are you like in there fixing images, build software? When you say fix it, unpack that for me a little bit. What are you fixing?
So yes, usually it's because, invariably somehow all the other stuff plugged into the PC is the problem, even though that stuff's been there for 7 years, but whatever. The last Windows 10 to Windows 11 rev broke lots of things that they wanted to have addressed, not from the PC side. Never mind the fact that an equation has one variable, and when said variable changes the outcome, then there's your answer. But anyway, yes, so we have admin access to the computers. We can go in and change software settings, driver settings, any of that stuff, whatever, as needed.
It sounds
but
like you're the PC people.
But we're not building the image, and that's where the frustration comes in, is we're not responsible for the entire thing soup to nuts. So we have no oversight on, we removed, for example, the camera app. We used the crap out of the camera app. Please put that back. So it's things like that. Advanced troubleshooting.
Where do these computer people sit in your organization or any organization in which
they sit
reside?
at home?
They
don't
Not
sit-
physically, but in the org, roughly. Can you show me on the doll?
Parallel.
Yeah, okay.
So
This is so weird.
We both, and it is. It is this is the first place I've ever had this level of back and forth. Because in past at other schools, I've either been entirely responsible, soup to nuts, building the image, selecting the software, all that all the way through, deploying hundreds of PCs, or not at all, no touch, and the magic elves show up, and if there's a problem, the magic elves come over and do their magic elf work to fix and solve the issue and then leave. But here it's this weird handoff. Now, my understanding is prior to my arrival, there was a lot more of the, as Mark likes me to say, the PC people would go out and do troubleshooting in the field, on installed systems. But apparently that broke things, and so they were told to stop, and so now they don't, to the point where we will simply get a ticket that says, please go out, recover said PC, bring it all the way back across campus so we can troubleshoot it.
So now you're an enabling labor service for the computer people.
You're the Gophers.
Yes, we are in a lot of cases, and it causes quite a bit of friction on my team. So yeah, it's fantastic, let's say. Now, I will happily, as Mark also will now suggest in a few moments, you should own that service. Why don't you just absorb them and do that too? I would happily do that if I get the people. So you give me those FTEs and I'll own that service.
You need some computer people.
I need some PC people.
Some PC people.
Oh.
I just think it's such a fascinating thing with it becoming so much more relevant for that software level delivery.
It is critical. That thing is a critical component to every system we build.
So
And when it goes wrong, Larry, you brought this up. When something goes wrong with that, which isn't under my control, but it affects the experience in the conference room, classroom, whatever, that reflects on my team that the classroom is broken again. And we had one the other day where someone managed to set they set the computer to extended, and Windows, the secondary screen on extended, the login screen is a black image. And so everything is broken because they were looking at the extended screen, not the primary screen. Right. Again, an easy fix, and I hear people out there shouting, an easy fix through group policy, through multiple options for deployment scripting. The old school, here's a batch file that has, display.exe /clone. You can run that at any point at user level to set that back to clone mode all the time, and it would not have a problem. But
those pesky PC people, though.
I'm so glad that's one of the few problems I don't have.
Do you have one of those fancy, are they like your endpoint team or something along those lines? Is that name?
I think they're actually called Lab, the Lab team.
Lab.
Oh, it's in your labs.
Because their focus is computer labs, yes.
Okay.
So ours is separated from computer labs versus classroom computers.
Wait, so you have two separate PC teams?
Yeah.
See?
Good grief.
Yeah.
So it's interesting.
We might have three. We love PCs here. We love Dell PCs.
There's that whole thing. Well, it's. Do you see a world where maybe that is going to come home to roost in your org, or do you think there's?
I would, like I said, I would be happy to own that serve. Right now, there's big separation of church and state, and it's there's historical reasons for it and all the rest. I understand, I would be happy to own that service, but I need to own that service, not sort of be involved or give me those FTEs, I'll put them to work the other 39 hours of the week. You know, there's lots of that sort of like back and forth, which causes some challenges. And a lot of it is just historical sort of like that's the way it's always been, which then leads to challenges on who's responsible for actually ensuring this is working, you know, day to day. And Larry, again, you bring it up. It's in a classroom. Shouldn't you be responsible for it? I don't disagree with that, but it's
so
not
is
there
it,
at this point.
I'm assuming somewhere in your wherever your documentation of organizational structure and bylaws, is it thou shalt have PCs that are delivered by this group only? Is that how this works? Because you've brought up a couple of different terms.
You mean like, could I just go rogue and start doing my own thing?
Yes. Could you do it? Would you be allowed to do that? Or are you
mean,
getting
for a
your
limited
chocolate
amount
and
of
somebody else's
time.
peanut butter here?
Yeah, in the short
do
term,
it.
yes, I would be getting. You got your chocolate and my peanut butter. That would absolutely be happening. Long term, maybe, I don't know, but it's one of those
Is
things.
it replication of services at this point?
Yeah, it's definitely duplication of services at this point. So yes,
And so
and it's not to say that isn't. I don't disagree with that in the sense where if there's going to be that service provided, I think it needs to be a comprehensive service. But it only goes so far.
you're speaking to. It's like if
then
you're
we
providing
have
a
to pick
service
it
that's
up.
not actually doing me any good, why should I continue to use your service?
Yeah, even if you flip it around, that one service gets this far, and then the next service takes it beyond that, or vice versa. I have to wait until they get to a certain point, and then it's the handoff of the baton.
So I'm going to change the words here. Let's take away that term service. Let's talk about capability for a minute. Would you have the capability to do this in the secured way in which it needs to be done to be within criteria and support and security as per best practice of your campus currently with your people? Don't tell me about how busy you are. That's not what I'm talking about. Could you do this in capability and the know-how to do this? Because you said you need the FTE. That implies you need time. Is there subject matter expertise coming along with that?
There should be.
Ostensibly, but no. I mean, not. Let me rephrase. Yes, there is absolutely, but not that can't be picked up very quickly.
Okay, and so then,
like I said,
then it sounds like there's an organizational structure here that is actually what's creating
And
this.
my personal frustration with this, and I know this is you guys would echo this as well. I did this in the past. I was responsible both for the classroom systems and the PCs, and this was almost 20 years ago. And we had to build the imaging system from the ground. This is the old days of Clonezilla and Ghost consoles and deploying stuff through print servers and, which low bandwidth stuff over 10 meg networks. It was ridiculous, but we had it all figured out with batch scripting for dual boot PCs, even triple boot. We had some Macs that went Mac, Windows, Linux, and all this stuff. We had this all dialed in, and this was years ago. And so because I have that background, even though I really don't enjoy doing it, and I'm happy to hand off that service to somebody if it's meeting the needs, the frustration is I know it can be done in a more cohesive method.
So do you take any measures to, I'm going to say, nurture that relationship with said computer PC
absolutely.
people?
It is not an adversarial relationship at all. Okay. We work very well with them. It's just this kind of like, but we only go to here and then you go to there. And it's like,
there's a line in the sand.
Yes.
And that's always that invisible connection between the wire and the device. That's always no man's land.
It's entirely just based on inertia. Well, that's the way it's always been. So
that line is really thick over there in Wyoming.
It's literally in a different,
it's a big
room,
line.
So yeah. And we are making inroads. We are making baby steps towards improving that service, but there's still some challenges with it now, and we should see some changes as we move from one deployment platform. I believe it's SCCM still at this point, over to Intune, where it's much more modern in that. So we should see much less impact on direct actual services and more, streamlined deployments and things like that, which should address some of that.
In reality, you guys you'll just take it out of the box, put it in place, and your IP will then say, this is the package that needs to be there. And it's
correct. And that's where it's going is, we detected this new Mac on the network, and it knows what system it's supposed to have and all that. And it pulls it on the packages and deploys it on the rest. But yes.
Then you can be the service you've always aspired to be, which is just boots on the ground. It's going to be so great.
Yeah. That's all I want to be is sneakers. We're just sneakers.
Sneakers. Okay. So I think you've given a version of that. Larry, I think you own a little more of this, yes?
I own significantly more. Like the only thing we don't own is developing the image, but we put in a demand of what the image needs to be.
Demand,
A
not
demand.
a request. Like, you will give me
It
this what I
is-
want. I don't
yeah.
care what you think. If it's right, wrong, secure, or totally
is-
malicious. I'm getting
In the
it.
service now terminology, it is a demand.
Do you have a story about
Oh
this?
no, let's
Is
not
there-
go down
is
this
there-
It
road.
could launch a story.
This
Yes,
is gonna be an
demands
epic.
can launch
Is there
stories.
an epic I can reference?
No, but the summer 2026 refresh would include the story of re-imaging the different story.
Coming
different
soon.
day.
By the way, I just want to
Coming
know because
soon
you are.
with another
And this
story.
came up offline, and we'll bring it up at some point about different project management methodologies. And Larry was talking about ServiceNow methods and whatnot. Do you start every story, as you probably should, with "Once upon a time"?
That is going in my template. It
Because
hasn't
I would
yet,
do that
but
just to
it
be a
will-
schmuck to people. If you're going to make me write stories, ooh, it's story time.
It's either once upon a time or always. I don't know what happened, but because that sets the stage for any natural catastrophe that could probably come out.
No, but
You're gonna
we
call. It
do-
starts. I don't know what happened, but that's what's coming.
We do buy the computers. We spec the computers. We install the computers.
You specify the computers. You're not qualified for that, sir.
We specify the computers, but we do have to go through Dell, and we do have our standards we go by. But like if somebody needs a unique graphics card, we can.
You're selecting the appropriate one from a pre-selected list. Then
For the most part,
Okay.
like our cars program, if they need an upgraded graphics card, we will work with them to get the appropriate one.
Gotcha.
We do all the computer labs. So when you just the kind of separated computer labs from classrooms, we take care of all the
Learning
computer lab
space with computers.
Yeah, we take care of the software that lets the instructors see all the computers in the computer lab.
Do you have
Like,
computer labs without AV, Larry?
No monitors.
No.
Nothing. Just
No.
computers.
Wait. Do you
Yeah.
have? And this is a truth. This is a real thing. Do you have computer labs without computers?
Probably.
No, but I have built some of
Computational
those.
labs.
I built those at Butler
terminals.
University.
Then
Where
it's
it's
not
like-
a computer lab.
Where everyone like brings in a laptop or something.
There are laptops
Yep,
there
yep.
that they can use, or they can use their own.
A laptop's a computer.
But they're not.
What are we talking
included.
about?
You bring it. It's weird. It's a
Yeah.
whole thing now.
Then it's not a computer lab.
You build like the
A hot
rest of
dog's
the
not a
peripherals.
sandwich. Like, what are we
I
talking
have
about?
the blueprints for hot dogs. Right
Use
over
your
here. I'll bring
words.
them out.
Say what you mean.
I did.
If I take a hot dog bun and cut it into two pieces, and
Hot
then
dog's a hot dog.
isn't that a sandwich?
No,
Didn't I just make a sandwich?
it's a hot
Yes.
dog. That's what it.
But
That's what it
yeah,
is.
Okay.
we will
right.
schedule the images and then we'll go out and check them. And if anything doesn't work, we will
Schedule
re-image
the
them.
images.
Yeah. We don't do what Chris's team does where they just push them all at once. We schedule, okay, we're going to do this building and this building.
It sounds
over
intentional.
Oh.
These next 12 hours at night.
To be fair,
So
I
when
think
we
they do
come
that,
in-
but it's usually over short, like over these next 3 days, wham, all
Yeah.
of campus. And it's like,
Yeah,
well,
so-
but
Yeah.
still, come on.
And if there's an issue in the classroom, it's our boots on the grounds, but we'll swap it with one that we have on our
It
imaging
could,
desk.
but
ready
because
to
you
go.
own both services, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have to get into that like prove that it's broken conversation?
Oh.
Because that's
do
always
have
the
a-
fun one, right? It's not our stuff. It's not. It is not the computer. I'm telling you that right now, Larry. There's nothing.
Well,
on
I
this
mean,
PC.
with
It-
us,
the burden
we
of proof
own
is on
both
you.
services. So, like, we're not proven that we do have a couple of techs who are Dell certified, so we can work with Dell to say, yeah, this is broken, and this is how we know.
Expedite that. Come get it. Give me another
Yeah.
one.
So how many on your team, Larry, and I'm assuming these
I
people
feel
also
like I've
do
got
other
it
things.
made in this category.
How many people on your team are like dedicated or primary on the PC side of things versus the AV side? Or is it
I
do you
have-
cross train for everything?
It's cross-trained for everything, but I do have one team member who is our lab manager, and she pretty much owns the image. She owns most of the computer issues that happen. She's like the tier 2 for that. She just goes and
So what happens when she quits and gets a new job?
she's told me she'll never quit and get a new job. That's what I believe at this point.
Oh man. Well, if that works out. Yeah. Justin, you seem to think you haven't made here. What was that all about?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
We got it made. It's simple. So our support team, remember how I talked about they're a bunch of computer people? They're a bunch of computer people, right? So this is the good news about that. So we have, I don't, and it happens so magical. I don't know all the details. But I don't think we're using images anymore. I think we're using group policy and all of that stuff. And we have the computer lab people that sit over in a different department because they're working on virtualizing software. They're doing some really unique things. Our support arm, our project manager orders the computers if it's a project. We put it in with the AV. Our support team handles all the computers. So whenever they go out and troubleshoot an AV problem, they're the ones deciphering if it's a computer or AV problem. So if they can't solve the AV problem, if it's advanced or, advanced QSYS or Crestron problem or something, they send it to the engineering group, which that's us. I don't deal with a lot of computer things other than like we'll collaborate on a few things. Like I had a conversation with the manager of that team. Like, so what's your thoughts on 2 monitors versus 1 on lecterns? It's like, I don't like it, but this is what we do and this is how we can, so it's a great relationship. And the way we procure things, we have a Top Shop, Hilltoppers, Top Shop, go to Top Shop. It lists all the Dell computers. We're a Dell shop. If it's not Dell, we don't support it, period. We have Dell doing super secret stuff to BIOS stuff that we can track them if you steal things or whatever too. And there's some wild things going on.
Bio track them?
Yeah, bio track them.
Say what?
And
theft seems to be like a real thing on your campus. Like
it used to be. It's not. I just think that it's
Because everything's
like it used to
bio-tracked.
be,
It's all
and then we
gone
put all
now,
these
yeah.
policies in, and then it's gone, and we still do the policies. So I don't know.
Okay.
I'm fascinated by if it's not a Dell, we're not going to touch it and work on it.
No.
Yeah, like there's no
Doesn't
Macs
happen.
at all in your campus.
And you're talking about this.
Well,
is that-
yes, we have Macs. Sorry, we have a Mac team.
But they're Dell
here's
Macs.
here's the weird part.
But Macs
now
are
that you
weird
bring
and
that up,
stupid, so we don't use
Well,
those.
not really. The classroom support people, I don't think handle the Mac side because that expertise lives on the computer lab side because we have Mac computer labs. So whenever there's needs to get Mac
How many
support,
support teams are there?
I'm
We
in
are
the same
focused-
question bucket as you here, Chris. I'm imagining just like, do you have one
if you
support
go-
desk, or do you have like?
Yeah, we have one support desk, except
just
for
heard
the
3.
AV.
Well, there's
No,
2.
Back it
Well-
up. Everything that we do is support. That's
Apparently
how. That's the culture here. Is this service is support. This AV is support. This is support. We're supporting
Yeah, it's
this.
client facing, yeah.
So we use support very, very globally to describe everything that we do, pretty much. So
Okay, I've lost track. Pardon me.
okay,
Is there a classroom team that just like does classrooms?
that's the AV team.
Just, it's
But do
AV.
they
So
do
okay, so it's like
support
it's everything.
or
Okay.
no?
Our support wing under the AV team handles classroom computers.
You said there was a PC team.
No, it's the support team. No,
There
well,
isn't a
which is-
dedicated
you said
PC
all-
team.
you said all the
There's a
support people-
classroom computer team that handles PCs.
Okay.
Then there's a computer lab, open lab team that handles all
which,
of that.
Which was the group at the beginning? You said that the support people are all computer people, and I love that because I don't have to deal with the computers.
That's under AV. Remember how I talk about our support team doesn't know AV, they know computers. I've
need a
always said those
diagram of
things.
I know it's
I've
kind
always
of
talked
trying to
about
sketch this
that. You
together.
guys
Yeah.
never listen to me at all about things that I
Sorry, I wasn't
say or
listening
talk
to
about. Yeah,
Well,
I
start
wasn't
from the
listening.
beginning. Okay. So your general support group
Yeah.
is the one that's doing your pieces.
What do you mean by general support?
I don't know. What do you mean? What do you mean? You elaborate.
We have an AV
If I
team.
call in, I'm in this space. Either the PC or the AV
If you're
has
in a
gone
classroom-
awry, sir. Where am I going?
You're coming to the AV team.
How about if you're in
'Cause
a
you're in a
conference room
classroom.
with a computer?
Do I need to know that though?
You're
as
coming to
as
the
the
AV
client,
team.
do I need to
You
pull my directory
no.
out?
You call 7,000, and the first thing that picks up is
doing it
if
right
you're
now,
in a
7,000.
classroom, yep, 270-745-7000. You're in a classroom, please hit 1, and then that reroutes directly to us.
How about
If
in a
you-
computer lab?
You like you or this other
The
you?
AV support team, us.
Okay.
I didn't say me. It's not I.
How dare I confuse us?
Listen
me
to
and
my
you. Sorry.
words that I'm saying.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm answering your questions. So, where did we leave off?
I don't know.
I don't know. You're still answering.
Yeah, that's it. So
You asked me where the phone call
But
comes
is
into. It comes
it
into
that support group that is the computer people, or is it a
Yes.
sub cloak and dagger team within that group that is the PC
no,
people?
it's the same people that are troubleshooting HD-based T that develop images.
But they don't know how to do that.
They do to a certain
didn't.
point, not at an advanced level like the engineering team does. Nobody on the support team has QSYS, BIAMP, or Crestron certifications. Those all live in the engineering team.
Which is not
We try
support.
to teach the support team those things as things come up, and
Why?
learn from each other.
Wouldn't they be doing your
'Cause
job then?
I don't know, Mark. At this point, I really
Okay. Well, I'm glad
not
we got
sure.
there. Yeah, I get it. So it's all right. But it sounds like you got some rigid guardrails around. You will be using
the
these
people
bells,
that
and
deal
these
with
people over here
classroom
don't call me.
computers
Call them.
make our lives easy
Mm-hmm.
because they're good at what they do,
As
and
long as
they
it's not
live
HD-based.
under audio visual.
Yeah. Okay.
But I think that's where your success comes in.
Yes. And they work really well with the other people doing open computer labs, and they collaborate a lot on ideas and those kind of things. And that's why I asked Larry, do all your open computer labs have AV? Because ours don't. A lot of them don't. Most of them don't. Yeah, thank you, Raul. Stop
I did have
picking
a
on me.
question for
Just
you,
because I
Justin.
got the best setup.
Okay, you don't have the best setup, but I still have a question for you.
I do.
You mentioned the computer people.
PC people.
Which ones?
I have no idea. We're just going to say
The
PC
AV
people
support
and
team
No.
or the open lab team?
whoever was approaching you about putting two computer monitors on
approached
the
them.
lectern. Okay, as long as you're bringing that up, I'm okay with it.
Do you like
yeah.
the real you? Okay.
I did. We got some weird ass from some faculty. I wanted to get some research done quick, so I went to the source, man. That's all it was.
You needed
Okay,
two
I just
displays.
wanted to
Okay.
make sure that they weren't driving how the lectern looked.
Well, they do to a point because I value their opinion. I mean,
Let's unbox that for a moment.
No further questions.
they're
Your
on our
Honor.
team.
Okay.
Value how the lectern looked, like whether it's graphite or wood veneered or what the hell are you talking
No,
about?
like how many monitors
How
are
many
sticking
monitors
on
are
the
on there?
top?
How many thingies are on
Well, I
there?
wanted to know from a support perspective, like how many tickets are they getting because somebody left
You don't
something
do support,
on.
sir. You're in the engineering group.
Exactly. I don't want to.
So why do you care?
I don't want to make a decision that's going to tax my support team. They're going to be pissed at me and be like, Justin, why do you spec in two monitors? When did we talk about this? I'm like, well, we didn't. I just made a choice because I'm king. I don't want that shit.
So
like, I
it's a
need their
decision-
buy-in to do different decisions based upon certain requests from faculty. Like faculty are, hey, it'd be nice to have two monitors. I'm
But-
like, okay,
But would it not be nice to have two monitors?
well, it would. But I just want to make
You start
sure,
doing two monitors, next you're doing 3, 4, you got
I know.
27
It
monitors.
never stops. It's a gateway.
maybe.
What
Soon
monitors
you
do
have
you
an
need?
That's a
active
different
learning-
show.
It's an active learning lectern.
Sure.
Different pods of computers. at the
Surrounded by sound and monitors.
Okay. So, I'm just curious. That whole philosophical approach, we're just going to do mono display because it's easy, even though folks may need it or not. This is an open question, not just you, Justin. Like, when we have changes with computer configurations, where are those requests being ramped, and how does that happen? Does it start at the support
Ours is
desk,
just
press dial 7000 and press 1, get transferred over to the support crew?
The requests usually coming to me through a new project because we did some kind of needs analysis, and then I've got to go back and go, this weird request came in. Like, what do you guys feel about this? Like, are you guys having tickets because this happens, or do you see problems with this? No, it's fine.
I
No,
keep
we are.
forgetting you don't have standards, so this isn't like your standard room you're rolling
has many
out. This is
No, I got. Yeah, I mean,
Book of standards. What would
there
you
is
have?
no centralized classrooms on campus. We have to go to each department and figure out what
So
the hell they're trying to do.
each department
Do you
does
have
kinda
different
determine-
builds on said lockdown Dells, or is it one size fits most?
We have the mini one. We've got the regular size one. We've got about 3 that are approved for classroom conference room usage, maybe, depending on the scenario. Maybe 2, maybe 3. 3 max. I don't know, somewhere in there. I don't know.
Images that
I've
can
got
be used
three
in
Again,
living
so-
spaces.
Don't care because
Okay.
problem solved by other people. Doesn't bother me.
Why would you
I
care?
usually
Yeah.
request like, hey, we're going to need a small one this time. And everybody's like, yeah, we got you.
A small image? Oh, computer.
No, small computer because I'm going to cram it in somewhere, It's not going to be in a lectern. It's going to be behind a TV
You know
in a
what they
conference
say,
room.
sir. Long and thin, short and fat. Anyway,
Sure.
cool. Okay. What about software requests? Open category. For
That-
conference.
Mark, you haven't done your
I
bit
know. Okay,
yet.
yeah. So yeah, we are responsible for deploying that at the computers in spaces. We do have an endpoint team that helps manage and build those PCs.
What does the endpoint team do versus
Yeah,
the pod
somebody
team?
pick on Mark.
They manage the tool, then which is used and shared amongst the groups for deploying those images and all that piece. We are still
The
buying,
internet?
specking them. You know, they're the admins at the higher level. We still buy them, spec them, boots on the ground them, put them out there, and maintain the support of them by way of our call center. So requests come in. We do have software request form. If you want to have new software, it's vetted, and then it's put into a package and deployed, not in the middle of the term, unless absolutely critical, and there's some extenuating circumstance, but usually there it is a cadence of updates. And so there was a Mr. Raoul here. He helps with a lot of that. And then Todd helps with a lot of that piece of it, labs and learning spaces and a bunch of other spaces, thousands of endpoints.
Does your team, on the more AV side of things, does that team, not the endpoint team, does that team build the base image, or are they taking an existing campus image and modifying?
Yes and no. We'll take a base image as long as we have to, and then we help rebuild core images. Now, that whole concept of base image and packages, and all, that's all changing when we go over to Intune anyway.
but-
So that's a different
That's all.
philosophical approach than it used to be. But yes, we had images that were put together based on the feedback and provided that we would do. They would then store those images, and then we would use their tool to deploy them and image them across campus. So they're kind of administering the platform, the endpoint team, right? They do builds for other organizations as well, but they're providing the tools that we're using for fleet management.
So if there's an issue, an issue physically with one of the units out
The PCs, computes, as you would say.
it's the AV side team who goes out and pulls that, because it's all basically handled
Oh.
within that, right?
Yeah.
For the most part, yeah.
Okay.
So here's another benefit to controlling that. I went to the computer people and said, guess what? Everything's going to be 16:9 monitors now. None of this 16 shit. I'm like, okay.
What do you mean now?
Yeah.
Well, back in the day,
Oh, okay. I was going to say,
2-3 years ago,
Was this
I don't know, 4 years
2007?
ago.
Because that's when that switch started to happen.
But I think there is that. I think there's incredible value for the groups that are responsible for those teaching learning environments.
Classroom technology
That those
Yes.
folks be critically involved
for the
with
overall
I
experience.
agree.
the build,
just-
the configuration, deployment, the testing, and the support of all those things. I think it's too crucial to that learning experience to leave it up to chance from some other computer people to come in there and do these things.
Justin, you just said it, the overall experience. Because if I'm in a room, if I'm in a space, classroom, conference room, whatever, I know, Larry, you kept bringing up conference rooms. To me, they're the same freaking thing. I don't care. If you're in a technology enhanced space and I'm there to have my meeting or teach my physics class or whatever, I don't care who's responsible for XYZ thing. I just want it to work. But I know generally I'm in a classroom. So
They see it as an IT problem.
Right.
And then when your guys show up, they're like, they're the problem.
And so it's exactly right. We're the only ones visible doing that. But I think, and even if we don't own a service, I think we need to have a deep amount of insight into it. And it's beyond just the computers and the software and the deployment and the timelines and the support models and all that. But it goes to the LMS and it goes to software
all of it,
selected and it goes to, there's many other facets to that, but we often find ourselves boxed in like, no, you do this. People on campus think you do this, but no, you do this. So yeah.
It's too important now, and it's kind of a capability that spans all these different things, right? And I truly believe that as we move forward and everything is more software enabled, the clients don't care about the computer. They really don't. They could care if it's Dell or if it's whatever. They really do not care about any brand of that. So I think that does speak to your use case, Chris. Like, you're really trying to find a cost-effective means to deliver that capability. Clients want to know the software that they want to use is going to open, that application level is going to work for them, and they hope that it's going to be configured all the way through the porting and through all the spigots on that to the system and environment it's going to work on, and it's going to actually work the way they need it to and interact the way they need it to.
You missed one thing, Mark.
Did I? I'm sure I missed a lot of
Yes.
things. Yeah.
Only one.
One thing that's been a problem for us is boot time in class. They care immensely about the boot time in class.
Yes, they do. They do.
That's been like you have an
30
update,
seconds seems
and then
like
all of
an
a sudden it's
eternity.
like 2 minutes, 2 minute boot time. We
First
lost
time
2
profile
minutes.
build. First time
And
profile
it's-
build's a bear.
We've heard up and down complaints about that throughout the years. That is one challenge that
I'm not getting rid of these print drivers, though. We're keeping them. I don't care if you're using them or not. They're staying.
You might need them.
But I think as that whole kind of piece unfolds and it becomes more critical, like it's less about, let me get you over to the person who does that thing.
Yeah.
Right. The person doesn't want to hear that. Right.
Well,
and so how is your organization dealing with that?
That is a weird thing in the way we're structured. Even though it's completely different teams, it's the PC people and all that stuff. From a client standpoint, they only ever are interacting with
just
my
IT.
team. No. Let me take it back.
They see it as IT.
Correct, but the people they're interacting with are only ever my team.
Right.
It's rare that they get to interact with the PC team on any of that stuff because the request comes to my team. We're the boots on the ground doing a swap or troubleshooting or whatever. If there's a follow-up or like, can we meet because we figured out what was going on here? It's my team doing that. So they may not even have insight into that there's another team involved at all. Yeah. It's just further removing them from that. So it's a bit of a strange arrangement.
So I heard vehemently across the board, we're going all BYOD. That's what I heard?
Yes.
That
was the decision.
It's easier. Yeah.
It's easier. Okay.
But only BYOD if it's Dell. Or we're going to fight you, I guess.
But our BYODs are not computers, Justin. These
Computes.
laptops are not computers.
No. I mean, it's supported by a different group.
All right. So I think we have now found that the four of us have four very different approaches to this.
Ish.
Mine's the best.
And
Let us know. Vote for it. No. Okay.
mine is not.
You know
the
why?
best.
Because I don't have any PC problems. Nothing.
That you know of.
That I
Ignorance is bliss.
exactly. They're there, but I don't get to deal with any of it. So they're
not
great.
assigned to you. So
Love
therefore
it.
they are not your problems.
All right. Well, let's take a quick break. And speaking of things we're all going to vehemently agree about, let's talk about cameras for a few minutes based on a listener email. So let's take a quick break, come back, talk about that. But first, let's hear about a product that will solve all your display problems.
Ooh.
Tired of smart displays that think they know better than you? Sick of constant firmware updates, surprise app crashes, and pop-ups begging you to log into someone else's cloud service? Introducing the world's dumbest displays. That's right, our new line of LCD and DV-LED panels are so dumb they don't even know what Wi-Fi is. No operating system, no streaming apps, no wireless casting, not even any tiny, tinny speakers. Just pixels that shine all day and nothing else. Hook up a laptop with HDMI and boom, instant presentation. Just like the good old days. No bloat, no nags, no whoops, Teams needs an update. They're so dumb, they'll disable those features on your other gear and make your entire AV system act like it's 2007 again. And that's just glorious. Dumb displays, because sometimes the smartest thing is going dumb. By Independent Amalgamated. Tired of
Sounds
Whoops,
like
hit that one a second time.
The future.
Yeah.
The past is the future. By the way, that reminded me, we had a ticket recently from someone about, they said it was, the initial complaint, of course, is the room projector isn't working or whatever it was. I think it was actually display.
Nothing's working, Chris.
Nothing's working.
Nothing
Everything's
is
broken.
working. Yes. The
And
phone's even broken.
What
I
it
know
came
I'm
down
talking
to was, and a bit of troubleshooting on it, what came down to is everything, trying to figure out what's going on and meet with the person. The background image used for the login screen on the computer, which of course is the thing they see as soon as they turn on the system. There it is. It's up there. It has a bunch of dark fade to black at the bottom. Like the image, the photo itself is actually dark fading to black, which a lot of compression artifacts show up very easily in that sort of area. Yeah. And so what they were seeing was those compression artifacts, and they thought that was causing issues with the system, and they were convinced that was carrying through to everything on the screen. It's kind of interesting.
Nothing works.
Nothing
Send
works.
somebody.
Yep. Cancel class.
Paratroopers, send them in.
Copying the dean.
Yep.
All right. So
fixed by tomorrow, though, right?
this last topic here is about cameras, or maybe not, PTZ cameras in specific. And we got a listener email that we'll respond to on this because I thought it was good for the show.
This is Jamie's topic, so we'll
And
let
this
him
was a topic for
contribute.
Jamie, who then decided to not show up today.
But I'll take
So,
this one.
Yeah,
I'll take.
We'll backfill.
Yeah.
All right, so email is, hi guys, wondering if any of you lads have had experience with Bird Dog PTZ cameras in your classroom builds and would be willing to share about it. Right now, we're in an unenviable situation. We've never standardized on a camera brand, so we've got about 8 different brands deployed out there, along with various SDI, HDMI, HD-Base-T, and USB options for transport. I'd like an Ethernet-based solution because it's the easiest to deal with in the field, but there ain't such a thing as an HD-Base-T USB capture interface that I can find, so that pretty much leaves NDI at this point. And he's not wrong there that for whatever reason, and they do exist, but not as many, the HD-Base-T in, USB out. It's
hard to find.
Big giant dock I have right over there.
Well,
has an
usually becomes
HDBaseT
a
on it.
bigger thing.
Yeah.
Where's the little widget one? That,
We've been calling for that for years. We always wanted that.
Anyway, so he says, so that pretty much leaves NDI at this point. I'd be interested to know how much hassle you've had for your network groups using NDI. Open to other ideas as well. Our deployments are very simple. A PTZ direct to the in-room PC for Zoom and Teams. Single camera as a rule. Cheers. I did respond to him, and we shared kind of how we're doing things. We talked back and forth. He's got some other interesting stuff that I'd love to have him come on and talk about how he did some interesting camera control stuff. But he does raise a good point. Like, there are specialized systems out there, and in some cases where I'm using, for example, like a QSYS NC series camera, it's a straight single cable, boop, straight into the network. It is a network transport feed that the system can read and share around and route to any number of devices simultaneously, or all the stuff. So it gives you all the options that he's describing here with NDI. And I think we're all interested in NDI. Jamie has deployed a good amount of NDI on his network. And there is a new, well, there's several of them out there, but the new one that caught our eye, and we talked about it at Infocom, is from Magewell. They have their little capture box, but it's an RJ45 on one side and an HDMI on the other, and is NDI, it acts as an NDI endpoint. Now, that will mean, depending on your network deployment, you're going to have to give up another port for that device. So you could have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cameras, whatever, computers with NDI encoders all built in. This just gives you that output as, straight to convert that to baseband video, at which point then you can do whatever you want, video and audio, do whatever you want with it. It also, apparently, and Jamie was talking about this the other day, it does have a control API, and that control API seems to be a little quirky, but does seem to be working. He's had some issues with USB, and I think that's stuff that will get worked out in a firmware revision. But I think that the potential, and to the question in the email here, the potential for NDI with the appropriate network configuration or appropriate NDI-friendly network has a lot of runway for it.
Yes, I think
maybe
mileage will
in the future
vary. Yeah, I think
at some point
the world you just described, Chris, being camera, Ethernet into my managed switch in my lectern with widget breakout NDI to USB. Right,
that's probably the safest way to do that.
That's probably the safest, which is probably what people that Jamie would probably have also play with now.
And I would think
his switch is probably also his network.
Is it fair to say that anybody who's looking at NDI for a solution is probably a build they're familiar with?
They woke up in a hot sweat at night going, "Oh shit, I have the SDK kit. I can just install the NDI thing on my computer, and the computer people are going to let me bring the NDI in."
No.
Yes, on the brochure, it will lead you to believe that, and yes, that's probably how your church is doing it. But that's not going to work in your classroom.
No.
It can, but you have to get all the people aligned to make that world. It is a very...
It's not worth it.
Elegant. I think we can all aspire to be there. I don't think everybody's there yet. That takes a much larger conversation for your computer to also reside on that NDI network that camera's on at the same time. It's a lovely world, and I think in a completely converged world, that is the way things will go. I'm not 100% sure it'll be NDI.
I don't think it will.
No, probably not.
So, well, let's step past that. There are challenges with NDI. Long-term reliability seems to be an issue. NDI loves to be rebooted. It's just one of those things.
Are
something
fine,
else.
His never.
So he says, I don't believe a word he says.
I don't either.
He's not rebooting them. He's just he's taking and turning off PoE.
I've got a question.
I'm not rebooting them. I'm sending someone over to reboot them.
I have some mixed feelings about those cameras, like away from the NDI. Just Bird Dog in itself.
This is like years ago. You went out and bought some.
I deployed.
This started as a question: have you used Bird Dog cameras?
I've used Bird Dog cameras before, and we've had some bad tastes in our mouth, and that was from my business.
How do you like updating those firmwares on those cameras?
So you have to get a big ass ladder and set it up over the church benches, because the only way to update the firmware on those is USB to your laptop.
Church benches.
Church benches.
pews.
So there, it's a bench in a church. Pew. You and your words.
Okay, yeah. Sorry.
Anyways.
I'm with you. I'm on your side. Let's go.
And also, make sure the system's off for like 3 hours before you get up there and touch them because they're 500 degrees. You burn your fingerprints right off your hands. First time I touched one, I was, oh my God, I called fire department, ambulance or something. I don't know. It was hot, burned, left a mark. So those were the P100s. That
Yeah,
was
it's come a long way. It is
Yeah,
five,
it's come a long way.
5 years ago. They was the first.
It was like pre-COVID days.
Yeah, it was like the first gen of these cameras. So I'm wondering, and maybe Jamie can tell us, but
Jamie?
have they improved any of that, Jamie?
Nothing.
Oh, wait, he didn't show up today.
No, he didn't show up.
Pulled
So
a Larry.
If I was going to go down this road, try to find a standard. 'Cause I think there's also that question about standards in this.
SDI.
I like SDI, but that's biased. I'm feeling
I've
because of that.
standardized on
now
SDI
that-
with a Cat 6.
But that's two cables.
Bottom line.
It's
I
two
don't care.
cables.
Well, it's-
I don't care. It's
okay, well,
solid.
one-
No, what I'm saying is
one
the
can go to
question-
the IDF. I don't care.
The listener question was, if they're looking for a one cable solution and they're
I would
looking
look
at
at any.
NDI,
Yes.
are there other
are.
network capable protocols that might be a replacement for NDI,
Yes.
SIMPTE, or et cetera?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would look at the options out there where you're getting the cameras that come with all the basket of fun, like the SRTs, the NDIs, all of that. There's many of them out there, and PTZ optics and all that stuff. You can get that, or you can license them for those things. Play with all those things. Understand
still
what it
stuff.
means on your network. If nothing else, use this as a vector to learn more about this stuff. Right. This is the opportunity to do that. You didn't kind of get into what your network stack looks like in your learning space with this. Is that your network? Is your computer your computer? Is
And that's
you
a
have
fair
one
question,
of PC's people that Chris has running in there. So I think this is that larger conversation, but there's a lot of different ways that are very intriguing. I think the market and the industry is kind of figuring out how to get these things to blend so the chocolate and the peanut butters do play well together. It's just a matter of what do we really like? NDI has very specific multicast things that it needs to deal with, so you have to be well versed on that. If you're not managing your switches, who is, and are they ready to allow that for you, along with all the other host of AV over IP protocols?
And here's the thing is what Mark's talking about in plain English is when you plug up that camera and you got an image and then you walk away and then faculty says, my image is gone. What are you going to do? Who are you going to call?
Call the support team.
Yeah.
Or the network team.
Computer
or which
team.
Yeah.
the computer team. Or shit, maybe it's the AV team. I don't know.
And so, I mean,
AV team.
we ended up on SDI solely because of COVID, right? It was just far easier for us to, through low voltage
SDI is
contract,
so easy.
pull in those without having to bring in an electrician so we can do PoE and like so it just was very utilitarian for us. It just worked.
Yeah, and for us, we're not putting these on our network. So SDI allows me to take my video, send it to my computer, and then put the camera on the network. So then I can control it, I can monitor it and all through that. But I'm not sending video through my network. That just doesn't work.
Yeah, I think we're all hopeful of like the 2110s of the world to see what's going to become of all this. But I think it's everybody's kind of waiting for everybody to do something first.
Well,
And yes,
that's
we see it
also
in
the-
broadcast, but now we're trying to say, okay, where does this broadcast
Yeah,
technology trickle down or not? Into
And
our
I think
kind of
that's
more
the same
simplified
hope that
domain?
with as you mentioned, buy the cameras that have like here's 5 outputs on the back because then there's you have options. Also, then you can buy one model camera and use it. All sorts
And
of
make
places.
sure you buy in cameras that all 5 outputs work at the same time.
Good point.
Yeah.
That does happen. So, SDI definitely has its place. It works all day long as it's terminated correctly. By the way, you may find a lot of, especially if you're doing like larger building projects, integrators who aren't as familiar with SDI these days. Make sure your team is. Make sure
Even
you have the
structured
right.
cable. People are like,
If
what
they
the hell
say,
is this?
what's SDI, you may have a problem.
Usually they'll say, yeah, we can do that, and then they do like a crappy job of, and you get to go back and re-terminate most of
And
it
they run
anyway.
like
you just take it and
regular-
just pull it off the end. You're like, wait, what?
Yeah,
That's
just
not how
when
this
they
works.
use compression crimpers, it
This
falls
is
right
not
off.
an old school coax.
Oh, have you ever seen somebody try to run like regular coax with the RF ends and then have an RF to BNC adapter? And like, dude,
Yeah, it runs RCA all day long. Or component.
I think that's not going to work.
But be aware of that. There are some tricks to it. Make sure you get comfortable with the 1-piece or the 3-piece terminations, all that. Know how to do that stuff because it does have utility still because it does just freaking work all day long. It is it's uncompressed and it's unencrypted, but you can get that right off of your camera to switchers and other things. It opens up a lot of different opportunities, but it does require you pulling an additional cable. And so I see where, from
SDI.
our email, they're again asking like, is there single cable solutions? The answer is yes, but and there's always kind of like this other thing with it, like what's
your
the
organization
network
will
set up
depend
as?
if it's going to work for you.
Or if I go with a baseband option, do I have some sort of crazy breakout box at the other end? And yes, those solutions are out there. I would love to find a really easy and reliable one too, because it's one of those things where it streamlines our deployments. It makes the systems that much easier to deal with, and you don't have to worry about different types of cables and boxes and all sorts of things.
I don't agree with that. Well, I don't think going down to one cable makes systems easier to support.
If you have the same deployment everywhere.
Yeah, but it's easy.
But
it's
if I have
to
the same
document.
deployment on 2 cables, it's not any more labor.
Okay, if you have a 2 cable solution in every room, you do you, sir. So.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what's wrong with 2 cables?
It's fine.
2 cables are got to be better than one.
Not a big deal.
I think we'll get there. I think we will see it.
And it may not be NDI, it may be something else.
It might be something else. I think. And so just people probably listening, screaming, "I do it all the time." Yes, you can do this.
Okay, great.
But it does take awareness of all those other services and capabilities. That it's not just about
And maybe
the thing.
You just gotten lucky so far. Maybe your NDI's blinking right now. You don't even know it.
Could be off.
It's not.
What about
monitored.
that?
We just set up a script in the control system to ask the network switch to just bounce that PoE port every 6 hours. It works fine.
Works fine.
No problems.
Between classes, every time you shut the projector
Yeah,
down,
projector
kills it.
off. Pow! Fixed. All right. I think we've about run that one in the ground, and I think we would all agree then that if you want the ideal solution for doing your cameras, just extend USB with some sort of Amazon widget.
Oh God, I puked a little bit just now. Sorry.
So, all right. Well, enough of that. We'll leave it there. We'll call that a end of this nonsense. We'll be back next week with a different type of show. I can't remember what we're doing.
Get ready for the call-in show. It's coming soon.
Well, we've managed to ruin yet another episode of AV SuperFriends Off the Rails. You can contact us with questions, topic ideas, or general complaints at mailbag@avsuperfriends.com. If you complain loud enough, we might just invite you on the show.
Nice work, everyone. Sharp broadcast. Really good. Everyone on the floor as well. Really a lot of hustle. I liked it.
The opinions expressed by the AV SuperFriends are solely those of the individuals and do not represent their respective institutions, organizations, companies, or clients.